Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Japan Toys. This time we're having a look at another Galaxy Force toy, another one which I'm trying to get rid of at this point in time, but that doesn't mean he's not a good figure. It is of course First Gunner. He has a giant missile on his shoulder and he loves to shoot people, so let's get straight into the video and see if it is worth you picking him up or buying him off me. Haha, let's have a look at him now, guys. So he is First Gunner in his big old missile carrier mode. He is of course the evolved form, shall we say, of First Aid from Galaxy Force. It very much keeps to the colour scheme of the original toy with lots of whites, blues and a little bit of extra colours here and there, but for the most part it keeps the same colour scheme as the original version. It looks good. It's nice and bright and it pops, and the blue highlights some nice bits, and it's got a lot of nice detail on it just because, once again, it is the Galaxy Force line, Cybertron line, and they were heavy on details. Also, it's worth mentioning that it's a bit of a problem when you lift the big old missile up. There's nothing covering the top here, which is a little bit of a shame, but overall it's still a pretty successful vehicle, I think. So in vehicle mode, because it has these massive wheels, it can roll real nicely. I actually really like these wheels. They're big and meaty. They are just plastic, they're not rubber or anything, but they are just solid. The missile moves up and down, all on ratchet joints. One, two, and a last one there. So it's got 3 points, not a lot. The missile can be removed. It's massive. It just slides on through that 1 point. That's the only way. This is for a gimmick which I'll talk about later on. That's for the sound effects, but there are no batteries in, and that's the battery case cover for the AA batteries. But you know me, I don't use them. Batteries are dumb. So it slides back on there and connects in nicely. What else do we have? Oh yeah, I guess this is a gun. It can kind of move up. It's not very poseable, but it's there, for better or for worse. I guess you could pretend it's some kind of double-barreled cannon thing. And we've got a nice Autobot insignia there for the Special Elite Team. I can't remember what they're called, but whatever. Mini-com ports, of course, as ever. But let's take this guy to a robot mode now. And in robot mode, he is all of the chunk. He's big, he's meaty, he looks mean too. The proportions on him are massive thighs, massive shins, tiny thighs, and a really big upper body, and huge shoulders, ridiculously huge shoulders. He has a lot of, I think the big legs are just there on the basis that he's got a missile to balance, and he balances fairly well. It's not in this mode at the moment, but I will talk about it later. But he's a fairly clean robot. I like the way he looks, and his head sculpt looks pretty intimidating as well, with all these angles and that big old visor there as well. He's not a nice looking robot, which is good. So just to make it easier on myself, I'm going to take away his gun here, just to help with the articulation part. So what can the arms do? Well, at the shoulders, they're on a swivel, so they can swivel all the way around. We have a 90-degree bend, a bicep swivel, and a wrist swivel as well, which is always handy for posing. The head can turn, and he can look hella well at his massive shoulders, I guess. But, the head can turn. We also have a good waist swivel, a waist spin. He can do it hella well. One problem is that the arms don't move out. I didn't mention that, but I have now. The legs go up on ratchet joints, big old clicky ones, 90-degree bend for the foot there, or the leg I should say. And that's really all of his articulation. Oh, the legs can also go out, ratchet joints. These ratchets are hella good, so noisy. They're just big and chunky. He can stand really well, as I mentioned before, because of these big feet and big legs. It really helps center his balance. I just wish the arms could move out a bit more. Oh, I was trying to prove that you couldn't knock him over, but you can see you can. Yeah, and I guess I'll just grab the missile and I'll slap that on here just so you can see what that's like. So let's slide her on. And yeah, this guy takes up a lot of room on a shelf if you've gone with this missile, just because, this thing sticks out a lot. And even more so if you aim it up, then it is hella going to take up some space. But it is an impressive looking figure, despite the massive missile. And I think it's a cool little feature. And he does stand up well with it on. I would have thought he'd fall over with something that big on him. But no, he does okay for himself. Now, other accessories he has is the gun that I removed. This thing here, which you need for the transformation, guys. If you've not got this, he's not going to do it. It's the first of our Cyber Planet key gimmicks, and we've just got a boring Cybertron one. And it goes in this way, Andy. And it just flips up this grey part. I wish it was locked in and not so wobbly, but whatever. So there's your gun with pegs. And these pegs can either go into either of these two forearms. It's your choice, once again. But if we open up his shins here, we have some little bits in here, which I'm going to try and get out. Come on. Come on. How about I go for the other one? There's two, so let's bring them out, shall we? So let's rebalance them. There we go. And these are the two parts that didn't want to come out. We've got a claw and a hammer part. So what you do is you be all smart and you go, how do you connect these? And I tell you, you go just like this. Boom, he's got a hammer. With a little squidgy bit, so, you know, boosh, 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 I guess. If you want, have it around the other way, so if you're going to hit something, it's going to flop downwards, but it's not going to flop the other way, you know. And then we can have a claw. I'm not sure if these things were ever used in the show, but nice little play feature. So he can grab things from slightly further away, I guess. Like those trash picker-upper things that you can get. It's nice that it's got a bit of articulation to it as well. It could have just been one piece, but yo, it's neat. It's not a bad little accessory. I usually just have it as a gun because, you know, why wouldn't you? Oh, and it's worth talking about his missile as well, so let's bring that back. So what can this do? This is our second Cyber Planet key gimmick or force chip. It can't go in the missile. It goes in his big old holster, I guess. I don't know, launching pad. You just slide it in here. I wonder if it'll actually show. And you can see the two grey bits. I don't think you can see, but so I'll just give you the actual effect. You'd slide the missile on, click. You put in the Cyber Planet key or force chip. And the grey bits underneath, boom, push that up and open this guy out. And then we've got missile, which ka-chunk. And then we have lights, I think. We definitely have sounds, but we might have lights. And then we, you know, big old kind of shockwavy missile cannon-y thing. It's kind of neat, a bit ridiculous, but hey, it's Japan, and it's one of these Transformer toys, so... Yeah, that's all of his features. That's this guy in a nutshell. Oh, it is worth mentioning as well, he has really good light piping. It's real pretty. So, first gunner. He's pretty good. He has been reused quite a few times at this point. I think 2 or 3 times. I'm not too fussed, but yeah, about 2 or 3 times. Because he's a good toy. He's a lot of fun to play with, easy to transform, but big and chunky, and you don't feel like an idiot transforming it. Good articulation, fun accessories, silly gimmick, and neat. And the shins, so yeah, his shins have those little extra parts for the gun, which is always good. So. Yeah, I would recommend him. He is still a pretty good toy. I just wish he had some shoulders so he could move his arms outwards instead of just swiveling at a joint. But hey, can't have everything. So thank you guys for watching this video. It's been fun, and I will catch you next time for another Transformers video. So catch you in the future, guys. Peace.